The night of the fight, they weigh like a 20, 18 pounds more than you. Is difficult. It's more difficult, but my power is there. If you hear the punches, my power is different.
Yeah. Went up 2 weight classes, really like 3. And early, I feel Terence will have great success. I mean, maybe he'll get Canelo's head snapped back or, catch Canelo early.
Are great fighters, but Canelo's just too big, and they mistake him as being just a guy at 168, not a regular guy, and Crawford being the more talented, but that's not the case.
Canelo Alvarez responded to Terence Crawford's new training footage with calm respect. He admitted that Crawford's style reminds him of Floyd Mayweather's smooth technique and recognized the hard work behind his preparation. Still, Canelo stays confident in himself, saying that while Crawford's skills and power are impressive, they won't be enough to shake him with full belief in his abilities. Canelo declares he's ready to dominate again and prove why he's the better fighter.
Good, because first of all is the respect. If they treat you with respect, you do the same thing. And that's what I think. So, and I'm always try to do my best there. Not because I need it or because I need to, because I really appreciate everything.
Yeah, look, and you've been fighting pro now for what, more than 17 years, I believe.
Almost 20.
Wow, yeah, almost 20 years.
In October.
Wow.
I turned 20 years as professional fighter.
Analysts often point out a clear difference in how fighters approach Crawford compared to Canelo. Crawford, known for his technical skills and ability to adapt, usually faces opponents who stand their ground. They respect his timing and counters, but they don't run from him. With Canelo, things are different. Fighters often move around the ring, avoid exchanges, and try to survive, knowing his power can end the fight at any moment. Experts say this proves Canelo's reputation for fear. His punches carry both physical and mental impact, putting opponents on the defensive before the fight even starts. This contrast makes the clash with Crawford so interesting. Crawford shines when fighters engage, while Canelo thrives when his pressure and power break their will.
I ain't even seen Gamboa run from Terence. As a matter of fact, I ain't even seen Victor Postal run from Terence. We ain't seen Madrimov in his last fight run from Terence Crawford. But we do see people running away from Canelo Alvarez. People not trying to commit to Canelo Alvarez. We seen it with William Scott. Dude was just as cut up as anybody in the sport of boxing. Mother ever was running. The Cuban style, running. We already know that the Cuban school, man, they highly respected in the sport of boxing. He was running. Jamel Charlo, Iron Man Charlo. I ain't gonna say he wasn't running, but he wasn't committed. He wasn't committed the way that he was committed in the 154-pound division when he was knocking everybody else to get his titles, right? It was very uncharacteristic from Iron Man Jamel Charlo, a knockout artist, right? Even, I'm gonna tell you like this, even Dimitri Bivol was going at it with Canelo Alvarez. 1-2, but he was jumping right back out. Jumping right back out. He beat him in the style that Dimitri Bivol beat him. But it's not like he went out there and had that killer instinct and go for the gusto and stuff like that with Canelo Alvarez. He wasn't just trying to go out there and get him. He was beep, jump back out, jump back out, beep, jump back out. Hold on, I don't want to stay in the danger zone, right? Even though that he beat Canelo Alvarez, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Edgar Berlanga. We see Edgar Berlanga using his footwork. We see Edgar Berlanga using his footwork and stuff like that, right? He made a good account of himself, but he didn't commit that with the way he was committing versus Mantequilla and all his opponents. Because Canelo Alvarez is different. Canelo Alvarez is dangerous. I've been hearing, of course, a lot of people saying that Bud Crawford is dangerous, but ain't nobody. I never saw nobody that fought Terence Bud Crawford have fear in their heart, fear in their eyes. Even when they was getting beat down from Terence Bud Crawford, they still step to Terence Bud Crawford.
Canelo's sparring partners, who have felt his power themselves, bring strong opinions to the discussion. One sparring partner doubted Crawford's chances, saying he doesn't believe but can handle the extra weight. His point comes from experience. Canelo has beaten bigger men at higher weight classes, even light heavyweights. Crawford, on the other hand, is stepping into new territory. Extra muscle may give him more strength, but it could also slow him down. For a fighter who relies on speed and precision, even a small drop matters. The sparring partner believes that no matter how talented Crawford is, carrying more weight against a puncher like Canelo might be too much to overcome.
I think Canelo's gonna win, but I tell everybody, man, as a business standpoint, I think it's gonna be a draw if it goes the distance. But I see Canelo getting the stoppage. I don't think Crawford's gonna carry that weight well. Even if he did put on weight, I don't think that was a good idea, especially coming up from a smaller guy. But you know, it's gonna be a great fight. Two brains in the ring. It's gonna be.
Former world champion and Mexican boxing legend Fernando Vargas has made his feelings clear. He says Mexico needs Canelo Alvarez to win. For Vargas, Canelo is more than just a top fighter. He represents pride and tradition, carrying the legacy of Julio Cesar Chavez and other Mexican greats. His victories mean more than personal success. They inspire fans who see him as the face of Mexican boxing today. Vargas respects Crawford's skills, but he highlights the emotional stakes. Mexico expects its champion to defend pride on the biggest stage with the world watching. Vargas believes Canelo must rise to the challenge and bring home the victory not only for himself, but for his country.
What's crazy is, I'm a big Crawford fan as well. Like, every time he sees me and my brothers and my dad at fight, he comes out of his way, shakes our hand, it's all respect. But I just feel the weight's a little too much, Marcos. I feel it's going up 2 weight classes, really like 3. And early, I feel Terence will have great success. I mean, maybe he'll get Canelo's head snapped back, or, you know, catch Canelo early. Maybe I could see Terence Crawford go southpaw, because you see Canelo has had a bit of problems with southpaws. You can see Canelo, I could see him getting frustrated, picking him up like how he does, like when he gets frustrated. But I say 6th, 7th, 8th round on up, I think he'll figure him out. And we need Canelo to get a stoppage, if not get a get a knockout. I think it'll be great for Mexico, and it'll be great for Razas. But I got Canelo, coming out with the victory.
Canelo's power has stopped bigger men, and history shows that moving up in weight is tough for smaller fighters. But Crawford's latest training clips have silenced some of the doubt. Videos show him looking stronger, faster, and more dangerous than ever. Instead of losing agility, his added weight seems to have boosted his athleticism. Analysts point out his sharp footwork and quick combinations, noting that the extra size hasn't slowed him down. This has changed the story from doubt to excitement. Instead of looking undersized, Crawford now looks ready for the challenge, proving that his discipline and preparation have allowed him to adjust perfectly to a higher weight class.
Right, and again, stark contrast to what Terence Crawford is having to deal with. He is fighting guys, and when I say cutting down from 190, probably in the ring at 190 pounds, much less cutting down from it. Crawford's probably used to being hit by guys like Sean Porter, who, maybe 160 pounds on fight night. The difference is just night and day. So I was thinking, how in God's name are you going to get around that? How are you going to get around the strength disadvantage? Because Crawford is very physically strong, and he normally always has, maybe with the exception of Sean Porter, although that was kind of much of a muchness. Sean Porter did really well that fight. He's normally always had the physical strength advantage, very physically strong with Terence Crawford. And I just remember thinking, how are you going to get around that? You're used to hitting guys and they get hurt. Alvarez has been hit by Danny Jacobs. He's been hit by Triple G. He's been hit by Bivol, Kovalev, Callum Smith, etc., etc., etc. Big punching guys who are a lot bigger than Terence Crawford. Granted, not skillful, a lot bigger. So again, I'm thinking, how are you going to get around this? Well, Crawford has released a couple of training clips, and in those training clips, yikes, he's looking good for one. He's looking a lot better than Canelo was looking in some of his training clips. But again, you can't read a great deal into those training clips, because again, Alvarez is clearly holding back. People say, oh, he looked terrible. It's like, well, you can kind of tell he's not going full tilt. You can kind of tell that. So what does that tell you? How many times have we seen guys look good on the pads, and then on fight night they've nothing left? I distinctly remember Alexander Povetkin in the run-up to the second Dillian Whyte fight in an open world.
Former world champion Amir Khan, who fought both Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, gave his thoughts on the matchup. Khan described Canelo as a beast, pointing to his raw strength, iron chin, and dangerous counterpunching. Having felt Canelo's power in their 2016 fight, Khan knows how punishing Alvarez can be. His view matters because he also faced Crawford in 2019, where Bud stopped him. While Khan respects both men, he believes Canelo's size and physical dominance give him a special edge. To Khan, Canelo brings a level of danger that even elite fighters cannot ignore.
Canelo, you've been there with all the
Canelo's
best.
beast, man. I thought Canelo at his peak. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo's a beast. He's a great man. He's a good family man as well. Got a lot of respect for him. I like him. You know, we've always had mutual respect for each other. And he still has a picture of me and him in his front room. I saw on a documentary because he really thought that was one of his biggest fights, like with the hype that he had and all that. So yeah, man, it was a good time.
And then when people see that fight back, you're winning those early rounds.
Look, boxing, boys, 12-round fight. You know, even though I won them early rounds, he caught me with a good shot. He had the power, he had the strength. He was so big. I remember thinking this is easy. I can hit him when I want. But then obviously, I knew that when he hit me with a couple of them body shots and he hit me with them shots, I was like thinking, this guy can hit.
Many fans and analysts worry that Canelo versus Crawford could repeat the disappointment of Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. That fight was historic, but its slow pace left people underwhelmed. The concern is that both Canelo and Crawford might be cautious, knowing how dangerous the other is. Crawford may avoid risky exchanges with a bigger opponent, while Canelo might slow things down to keep from being caught by Crawford's counters.
Boxing is hanging on a thread. If Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford pulls a Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather, there's no turning back. In this side of the pond, boxing is dead. Look, a lot of things is going to Saudi Arabia. David Benavidez, one of the phenoms in the sport of boxing, going to be performing in Saudi Arabia. Devin Haney going to be performing in Saudi Arabia. Just put this. Jerome Boots Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz, if it would have came to fruition, was going to happen in Saudi Arabia. Boots Ennis, and Tio could have happened in Saudi Arabia. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia was going to happen in Saudi Arabia. So a lot of these big fight that it was planned was not going to be here. It's not going to be here. So for networks to trust the sport of boxing once again, this fight between Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford, whoever you pick, whoever you support, is more than just wins and losses. Doesn't matter. The fight has to win. Doesn't matter if Canelo Alvarez, doesn't matter if Terence Crawford win, lose. The fight has to win. Just like when it was Hagler versus Hearns on a Monday, prime time. Prime time, that was a fight on a Monday, prime time, free TV. They put up a wonderful performance of this day. People still remember, and it was only 3 rounds. Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, they better show out and entertain.
Boxing analyst Elam stressed an important truth at the highest level. Skill is not enough. Durability, composure, and experience against heavy hitters are just as important. Canelo has already shown he can handle bigger men, moving from light middleweight all the way to light heavyweight with success. Crawford, however, is entering unknown territory. Elam said that while Bud's talent is undeniable, no one knows how he will handle Canelo's power. In fights like this, one clean punch can change everything. Canelo's comfort in this type of battle is a huge advantage, making Crawford's challenge even tougher.
Canelo has to, Crawford has to box and not care to go to crowd please. He has to stick and move. If he sits there too long with Canelo, I think Canelo, his defense is great. He'll be able to withstand it and take him in deep water to win the fight.
Besides being a boxing coach, you're an expert in strength and conditioning.
Yes, sir.
Crawford never fought more than 154. Do you think bulking up, obviously he's bulking up, we're seeing the picture. He's moving up from 147, 54, 60, 68. He's gonna gain 15, 20, 30 pounds. Will that slow him down by around 5, 6, 7? The heart, the muscle, the oxygen you take. If your body's not used to fighting it at that size, it doesn't not make a difference.
It depends on what type of strength and conditioning you're doing too, though. So when you do explosive stuff and things like that, plyometrics is different. But he has to bulk up, so he has to lift a little bit of weight. I'm pretty sure he has people with the knowledge and the proper money that he has to get the right people to do the right things.
NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal has thrown his support behind Terence Crawford. Calling him one of the best fighters of this era, Shaq, who knows all about dominance, praised Crawford's ability to adapt and change strategy in the middle of a fight. He highlighted Bud's timing, precision, and calmness under pressure, saying those qualities could balance out Canelo's size. Shaq's endorsement shows how Crawford's reputation has crossed into other sports, gaining respect from stars who recognize greatness. For Shaq, Crawford represents that rare mix of skill and intelligence that defines a once-in-a-generation athlete.
Shaq, what up, man? Listen, you're a lifelong combat sports fan. You go to all the events. Everyone's talking about the one fight right now, Terence Crawford versus Canelo. Who do you got?
Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford. Why?
He's the best ever.
Really? You think he's the greatest ever?
Yeah.
Over Ali, Muhammad Ali? I didn't know you were a big Terence Crawford fan like that.
You have to understand that there's eras, and in different eras, you can bring around the titles. Like, for example, Joker's the best big man alive.
Right.
And I don't like.
You put Joker over you as the best big man?
Different eras, different time. It's not my era, not my time. Now.
True.
It's their time. So he's the greatest big man in the NBA right now. So I let the people decide who that. But right now, Terence Crawford is the best.
So
and Floyd, because Floyd has never lost.
So how does Terence beat Canelo? Decision or
knock him out?
He's gonna knock Canelo out.
Yes, man.
So they're gonna have the fight at the Vegas Stadium, Raider Stadium. You're gonna be there?
I heard it was off.
No, it's back on.
Okay.
Now it's back on. It's in September 13th in Vegas. You'll be there. Front row.
Of course.
All right, cool. You're the man. Listen, I saw you lace up the gloves once versus Oscar De La Hoya. Can we ever see you put the gloves back on? Maybe versus Dwight Howard.
Well, why would I fight him? I only fight champions.
You don't fight you.
See, my thing is, all these guys had a problem with me, but you wait till I turn 50 to say you want to fight.
Right.
I don't respect that. I'll fight Gronk, because Gronk is a champion, and he's a friend of mine, and I know that he'll compete.
So you want to box Gronk or MMA?
What? MMA.
MMA.
Yeah.
So, hey, big respect. You're a legend. Hey, you're always a cool. Congrats on another successful year, Shaq Cornell.
Commentator Skull shared his perspective, calling Canelo Alvarez the definition of success in boxing. He spoke about Canelo's rise from a young talent in Guadalajara to a multi-division world champion, proving his dedication and toughness. Skull noted that Canelo's career is not only about wins, but also about facing the best opponents and carrying the commercial weight of the sport. This makes him more than just a fighter, he's an ambassador for boxing worldwide. Crawford may be brilliant, but in Skull's view, he is stepping into Canelo's world, where Alvarez has already built his legacy.
So Canelo's most recent opponent, former IBF 168-pound champion William Skull, spoke about the upcoming Canelo versus Crawford fight, as well as his experience fighting Canelo, with him citing that he was robbed and everybody knows it. William Skull, whose style of fighting received heavy backlash, also said that the way he fought was all part of their master plan. Skull, who was galloping a lot, said that the whole idea is to make sure that Canelo keeps on missing, in which William Skull himself argues that he was successful in achieving. He also said that the whole experience of facing Canelo Alvarez was bittersweet because despite not getting hit by Canelo, for some reason he still ended up losing, once again insisting that he was robbed. Now, when asked about his prediction for the upcoming Canelo versus Crawford fight, William Skull kept it safe and vague without choosing a win.
Boxing legend Shane Mosley, who fought Canelo in 2012, gave a simple take: Canelo is too big. Mosley recalled facing a young Alvarez who already had incredible physical strength. Since then, Canelo has only improved in size, skill, and maturity. While Mosley respects Crawford's talent, he believes size cannot be ignored. Moving up multiple weight divisions to fight a natural super middleweight and even a former light heavyweight is a massive challenge. For Mosley, the question isn't about Crawford's courage or skill, but whether his body can handle the punishment Canelo will deliver.
Yo, not only is Canelo stronger, he has a better defense, a better ring IQ, and he has better experience at an elite level that is not comparable with Terence Crawford. Some of you are going to be surprised that in September, Canelo's going to outclass him, not just outmuscle him. And if you don't believe me, listen to what Shane Mosley has to say about the upcoming fight. After that, drop a comment, like, follow, subscribe. It's the Chopping Box, baby.
It's still been a great fight. I think both guys are great fighters, but I think Canelo's just too big, and you know they mistake him as being just a guy at 168, not a regular guy, and Crawford being the more talented. But that's not the case. They're both talented, but the only thing is Canelo has them by 2 weight divisions. So I think that Canelo beats him pretty easily. But we'll see. If Crawford does good, I mean, kudos to Crawford. You know, I'm happy for him. If he can pull off, great. But my mental, my mind.